Hello, hello, hello! It is our monthly live. You don't know what you don't know. That when you do know, your life is so much better. When you come on, please say hello. I'd love to see you. I know there's a bit of a lag and it is straight up 2 o'clock. So as you come on, just say hello. Let me know where you're coming in from. And for those of you who are not familiar with what I am doing, I go live the first Sunday of every month with You Don't Know What You Don't Know. That when you do know, your life is so much better. And I have covered all different subjects, you guys. Everything from how to start a business to the most amazing dog toys to healthy pots and pans and everything in between, skincare and procedures and just a ton of stuff. And if you're interested, you can go back and look at previous videos either in the Facebook group or on YouTube. They're posted in both places. And this month's is a little bit different in that I wanted to bring you something that you might not know. And there's a lot of science behind what I'm about to share with you guys. But I stopped doing New Year's resolutions years ago, years and years and years ago. And because there's a lot of science that proves that they just don't work. You know, how many times have you set a goal or a resolution or some sort of change that you want to do in January? You know, you're putting everything off until January, and then January hits and you're really good the first day or even the first week. And by the second week, you're just so-so. And by the third week, you've kind of thrown it into the toilet, right? You're not doing it nearly as much as you were. Or some people are able to make it the first month, but by the second, they kind of fall off the wagon. So I stopped doing that. I stopped setting myself up for disappointment and disaster and failure. And instead, I did a couple of different things. And I wanted to share them with you today because, you know, let's face it, there's no need to wait until the new year to start this, you guys. You know, so often we wait until the perfect time. And the perfect time is today. So here's what I do. I want to jump right into it. What I do, well, what I used to do, instead of coming up with a New Year's resolution, I would come up with like a couple of theme, like a theme or a word, which we're going to get to in a little bit. So that's how I started. But through the years, I've developed an even better system. It's kind of 4 parts. So I wanted to quickly share those 4 parts with you so that you can take part in them and see how much it changes your life and see if it's easier and better and more effective than setting goals or doing New Year's resolutions. You ready? So what's the first thing I do? The first thing that I do, you guys, is I go back through Facebook. Now, I post a lot on Facebook, so this really works for me. If you don't post a lot, don't worry. There's another way to do this. But I go through Facebook and I look at all my posts because notoriously, when we get to the end of the year or towards the end of the year, we think of all the things that we didn't quite achieve. We think of all the things that went wrong or were bad or just were not fun, you know, difficult times that we had to endure that we weren't planning for. And we forget all the amazing, fun, energetic, fill in another word I can't think of, thing that we've done through the year. We totally, completely blanket and throw it out like it wasn't important. And so going through my posts on what I post brings back all the different events that have happened in my life. The things I've done, the places I've gone, the people I've seen, and it just really fills me up. Now, if that's not what you do, if you don't post a lot and you're like, Amy, that don't work for me, that's okay. I've got another one for you. If you don't do that, look back on your calendar, because you've put on your calendar all of your trips, all of the events, all of the birthdays, the weddings, the things you had to go do, see. Like last night, we went to see the Nutcracker. John and I went to see the Nutcracker. And I typically wouldn't even post about that. And I might not. But going through all the things that I've done, going back through my calendar, I can see all the things I've done over the year, not just all the things I didn't get to. Right? Because those we don't have to make notes on. We know the things we don't get to, right, everybody? Those just haunt us, it seems. And we focus so much of our attention on the things that we didn't do. And so going back through either Facebook or if you post on Insta, go through your Instagram posts, any kind of social media posts, or go through your calendar and find all the different things that you did throughout the year and kind of remind yourself of all the things that have happened and all the things that you made it through, good and bad, instead of just the bad stuff. And when you're going through all this, look at the things and reward yourself for all the learning lessons you've accomplished and been made aware of through this year. There's so much growth that we do in a year that we just don't give ourselves credit for. So many, what I call aha moments, right? So many aha moments that I've implemented throughout the year that I've just kind of just accepted it and not really given myself that pat on the back, right? So yeah. Oh, I see somebody. Melissa, hey! Yeah, so I'm giving you my 4 steps to creating the most amazing next year, the most amazing 2023. So the first part is going back and reviewing all that you've done, either through your Facebook or through your social media posts or just simply on your calendar. And then also not only do that, but make note of the things that you've learned and the things that you've implemented and how far you've come, and not just how far you have left to go, because that's really easy and that's what we seem to focus on. Also, write down the learning lessons. Maybe you had a really difficult relationship collapse, and how did you deal with that? And maybe how could you have dealt with it better? Or maybe you had a health issue that you overcame, and how did you deal with that? And think about how you dealt with things and how you appreciated things that happened through the last year. Kind of like our learning lessons, right? And then and the things that held us back. What were our limiting beliefs? What are the things that we're telling ourselves in our heads that are stopping us from doing those things that we really want to do? I've got some people I know who really want to get healthy, but they're not taking the steps to do it. And to sit and really think about what is stopping you from doing those things that you say you want to do, whether it's get healthy or write a book or make an X amount of dollars or have an X amount of dollars in your savings account, whatever it is, what's keeping you from doing that? And really sit and look and see if that's really keeping you from doing that, or are you keeping yourself from doing that? And chances are 9 times out of 10, we are keeping ourselves from really getting the things that we want out of life. So really thinking about that, take some time and really dive deep and think about what is keeping you from achieving those things that you said that you wanted to do, whether that's travel more or spend time with people you love more, take more time off, or work out, whatever it is, right? And then that's step 1. That's a lot in step 1, but kind of just go over the last year and review it and find out what has kept you from it and what things you have learned as a result of all the things you've gone through over the last year. So then step 2. Step 2 is decide, what do you want next year? Now, I know this sounds weird, but for me, this is the hardest part. Really letting myself dream big and, not limiting myself, not saying, what's reasonable? What is logical, right? And let's throw logic and reason out. And if you didn't have to think about what was logical or reasonable, what would you want to put down? What would you want to achieve in 2023? Because you can't achieve something until you actually have stated it and made yourself aware of it. And a lot of times we stand in our way of really saying what we want in the next year in all aspects. I mean, look at all aspects of your life, not just money or health or career or relationships, but think of fun. Like, what do you want to achieve? What do you want to do with fun and travel and experiences and personal growth and things along those lines? Think of it all encompassing in all areas of your life, both physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all aspects. And start really just take out a piece of paper or a journal if you have one and write all the things that you really would love to achieve. If you had no limitations, nothing holding you back, no one saying, really? You really think that you're going to be able to go from 0 to 1,000,000? And it doesn't matter. Just write what you want, whether it's realistic or not. You know, maybe you want to own an island. Maybe you want to own a jet. Maybe you want to learn how to fly. Maybe you want to, I don't know, actually take weekends off. You know, so many of us that are entrepreneurs work all the time and don't take the time off for ourselves. Maybe you just want to take the time off on a Wednesday or a Saturday. Whatever it is, go ahead in part 2 and list all the things you want to achieve, all the things that you would love to have part of your life. And dream big, dream really, really big. And that's step 2. So again, the first step, go over all the things that you've actually done, all the things you've achieved, all the things you've experienced, all the things that you learned, what was holding you back from keeping yourself from learning them. And then in step 2, write down all the things you want out of your life moving forward. Okay, so that's step 2. Step 3. Oh, let's see. Is there a question? Melissa, I have made a huge amount of progress in my health this year, and I'm so excited for what the next year has in store as I continue that journey. Congratulations. Round of applause. You've got to do that for yourselves too. Give yourselves a round of applause, a pat on the back, a high five, and, you know, cheer yourself on for how far you've come. I used to be and this is a work in progress, you guys, the worst at that. I would work really, 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 really hard. And then once I achieved whatever that goal was, it'd be like, oh yeah, all right, moving on. And I wouldn't even take a moment to celebrate. You know, I'll give you an example. This last year, I actually achieved for the first time in my entire life a weight that I've always wanted to be. A weight that I've always wanted to be. And a body that I've always wanted to have. And have I celebrated it? A little more than I have in the past. I could stand to use a little more not appreciation, but celebration of that, because it has been a long, arduous process and journey to get here. And I'm taking it to the next level. I'm going to make my body even stronger, but just celebrating that is something that we just don't do. We just, you know, oh, well, we did it. Yay, us. And then we move on. And not yay, us, move on. Yay, us. Let's celebrate it every day moving forward that we were able to do that. And I know that your health has been such a huge, I don't want to say obstacle, a huge thing. I hate to use the word thing, but a huge thing that you've really focused on a lot over the years. So to know that you actually are making progress in that area, I applaud you. I am so excited for you. I am celebrating you. I think that is incredible the fact that you're making progress given the health issues that you have. And so congratulations. Let's see, what else have I done? Oh, another big thing. If we're sharing, and please share below, share some of the things that you want to accomplish next year, you guys, in a comment below. Here's something that I'm celebrating that I did last year, and that was I actually got my first professional paid to speak event. And it was huge. And also this year, I progressed to the next level, and I actually spoke on a stage with a microphone and audio visuals and the whole 9 yards. That is such a huge step, such a big step. And so I am, for the next 30 days, celebrating myself for getting there. Not just going, oh, well, that's great. What's my next step? No, I am going to do a next step. That's my next step. But I want to really celebrate and really enjoy and sit in that gratitude for the events and the things that I've actually achieved this year. And really feeling that. It helps when we really feel that gratitude to be open and receptive to receive more things. But when we're not grateful for what we have, it's really hard for God, the universe, source, whatever you believe in, to give you more if you're not grateful for what you already have. So sitting in gratitude and listing the things that you want for the future are your first and second steps. So far, so good? All right. And so, my second step might be, I want to do maybe an even bigger audience, or a venue overseas, or someplace that I have to travel to in an airplane. I don't know. In this arena, there could be a lot of things that I would like to progress and grow on in the career part. And in the personal part, I've shared, I'm going to get really toned and fit and lean now that I have the size of the body that I want, and I feel comfortable in my skin for the first time. And that has taken a lot of this kind of work more than this kind of work, right? Right? We all know that self-acceptance comes here first. And is so important to work on that muscle, the muscle of our minds. So that's the second step, right? The third step, I'm going to encourage you to do this. I did this with the women that attended my fall women's retreat, and it is so incredibly impactful that I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to share it, and I'm going to encourage you to do it as well. And that is to take a video of yourself actually having achieved all the things that you said that you wanted to achieve in step 2. And I want you to really feel it, you guys, like really feel it. Like, okay, so I just shared, I really would like to get on a stage where I am speaking to more people in a different state, right? Or a foreign country, right? Let's think big, not just a different state, a foreign freaking country. So I'm going to, put that down. And when I do my video, I'm going to tell you all the amazing things that I accomplished this year as if it is December of 2023. And I'm not just going to say, okay, so it's December 2023, guys, and I have actually gotten on a stage in Barcelona. No. Or London. No. Do you hear the excitement? No. Do you think that it happened? There's like questioning. The way I'm saying it, I'm almost questioning whether or not it happened. You need to believe it with every cell of your being as if it already happened. So you would do something like, oh my gosh, you guys, you're not going to believe this. I'm recapping this year, and I looked back and I saw that I didn't do just one talk outside the country. I did 3. I was able to talk in a place in Barcelona, and I did a place in Costa Rica, and I did a place in London. I had 3 talks outside of the continental United States. I'm blown away. Sounds like I actually did it, doesn't it? There's a lot of science behind this. When we actually speak as if it's already happened, our reticular activator goes out and finds opportunities to make it actually happen. And once you've created this video of all the different things that you've wanted to accomplish, don't just stop there. I would then go on, and you know what? My body, I'm not quite a body, like I'm gonna do a bikini contest, but my body is so toned and so lean that it looks better than I was a teenager. Can you believe it? I am amazing. You know what, honestly, I never thought I would get here. I worked with a personal trainer and I questioned her every bit of the way, but she was right. And I followed the plan and I believed and I trusted and I got the results. I've now got the muscles. I now have got the tone. I'm now fit and I've now got an amazing body that I've always wanted. And now I feel really good in my bikini. Yes, I went out and bought a new bikini, a really hot pink one. I bought a hot pink bikini and I didn't cover it up when I was out, in public, which is what I would have typically done before. I went out in the lobby with just my bikini on. Can you believe it? So say it like it actually happened. Believe it like it actually happened. And do this video. Now, what I want you to do with the video, if you'd want to share it, that would be fabulous. I would love to see it. Post it here in the group and tag me, or post it on your social so that other people can keep you accountable. And don't worry if you don't achieve all of it. I will tell you that this year, last October, I did this. So don't wait until January. Do this today. Right? I did it October. And when I went back and listened to my video from last October, talking about all the things I accomplished, something very interesting happened. I listened to that video and realized that in the video I said, in 2022, talking about all the things I had accomplished in 2023, I talked about the fact that I had one more talk and one more workshop for the year. And at the time that I listened to it in October, all I had was a talk. And you know what? Miraculously, the person that hired me for the talk reached out and asked me to do a workshop. So things can happen, even if you don't think that they will, when you do this video. And then you need to listen to it every month. Once a month, put it on your calendar as a reminder, the first of the month, the last of the month, the 15th of the month, whatever it is, and revisit that video because it activates your reticular activator and your mind goes out and looks for and finds opportunities for you to actually do all the things that you said that you did on your video. Now, did I accomplish all the things I said on my video? No. Because some of the things that I said were with the mind that I had the year before. So when I did the video, I was actually in business with a good friend of mine, Sita, and I was talking about doing workshops with her. Well, we are no longer doing that. We're good friends. We talk every day. But we've decided to do other things and not do the thing that we had, initially done together. And so that part of my video did not materialize, did not manifest. But some of the things that I talked about in that video in relation to what I thought was going to be me and Sita happened for just me. And so it might not materialize or manifest exactly the way that you had said it in the video the year before, but you might just do it in a different way that you didn't anticipate or know. And so even if They say, they being researchers and people in the field, that you overestimate what you can do in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can do in 5. So maybe some of the things that I have said that happened in the year of 2022 haven't quite happened yet. Maybe they're in the process. Ooh, excuse me. That's what happens when you go live. Excuse me. But maybe they're in the process. I say this that, a lot of times when you're baking, right? Maybe you said that you wanted to bake banana bread, right? But if you bake banana muffins, they cook much quicker than banana bread. And maybe this year I have made some banana muffins and my banana bread is just still in the process of cooking, right? I've achieved certain things, smaller things, but I'm not giving up. I'm still watching that oven, watching that banana bread cook and rise. It just takes a little bit longer. So don't give up on the things that you said that you wanted to achieve. And if you haven't achieved them, that's okay. They might be in process. You've put that out into the world, and the world is going to reflect that back when it's time. And you'll take the little steps needed to get to that bigger step along the way. All right, so that's what I suggest you do. The third step is to do a video as if it is December of 2023, and all the things that you said you wanted to accomplish in step 2, you've actually accomplished. And I want you to say it to me. I want you to say, hey, Amy, you're not going to believe this. And then tell me all the things that happened, and really feel them and believe them. And then, like I said, every month over the next 12 months, I want you to listen to that video at least once a month. At least once a month. And then at the end of the year, in December of next year, I will ask you, how many of the things did you actually accomplish? Go back. If you've fallen off the wagon, go back and re-listen to those things that you said that you wanted to accomplish. And don't go, it's too late now. I didn't do that. I didn't do that when I was in October saying that I had a workshop that I didn't have on the books. And all of a sudden, miraculously, I got a phone call and asked to do a workshop. So don't give up on what you said that happened just because it's coming close to the deadline. Keep believing and keep forging forward. And it'll be amazing how our mind, how that reticular activating system filters in the things that we need to see in order to do the things we said we wanted to do. And so now I want to share with you step 4. Step 4 is choose a word, a phrase, a couple of words. Years ago, this is what I started telling you. Years ago, I started with just choosing a couple of words. I used to call it SOS. And some of you know this story, but many of you probably do not. But years and years, I had, let's call it the intention. It wasn't a New Year's resolution. It was the intention to lead my life SOS. Simplify, organize, and socialize. And each year I would get a little bit better. And it might not be a little bit better in all 3. Maybe 1 year I was better at socializing. 1 year I was better at organizing. 1 year I was better than in simplifying, and getting rid of the things I didn't need and didn't want to do, and delegating and stuff like that. But for years I would have the same intention. Socialize, simplify, organize, and socialize. And it would be SOS. And I would remind myself at the end of every year, beginning of every year, that was my intention. And now that practice has just grown. And in addition to doing these other 3 steps, I choose a word. And that word drives my decisions, drives what I do, drives, just makes me more focused on whatever that word is, whatever that intention is. And here's some of the ones I've had in the past. A couple years ago, my word was impact. I wanted to impact others and feel the impact of others. The word was impact. And that was an impactful year, let me tell you. And then 2 years ago, my word for the year was grow or growth. I wanted to have personal growth. I wanted to grow and expand and learn. And I wanted to help others do the same. And I think 2 years ago, I really did this in a lot of different areas. That was a time when I was helping parents teach their children about money. I have a course that does that and an ebook. So if that's something that you're interested in, I still have that. It helps parents raise money-savvy kids to be millionaires. And I also had a lot of personal growth that year, a lot of aha moments, a lot of things that I didn't know that really impacted my life once I learned them. And that year was full of growth. And hopefully I helped you grow as well that year. And then this last year, I needed to have more fun in my life, you guys. Like a ton more fun in my life. After the last couple of years with being locked down and masked up and, not really getting out, I needed to have more fun. And although I might not have implemented as much fun as I did 3 or 4 years ago, it was definitely more fun than it's been the last 2 years. I can tell you that. I've traveled. I've seen some of you. I have done a bunch of different things. I've gone, like the Nutcracker. I went and saw plays. I went with my daughter. She got tickets. We got tickets to Guys and Dolls at the Kennedy Center. So I went and did a lot more fun. I invited people to come over and sit on my porch on a Friday and just chat. I popped in on a friend on the way home from dropping John at the airport and just just sat and chatted. I've really implemented more fun in my life, and that has been amazing. Amazing. So what's my word for 2023? I'm ruminating on that. The word that comes up for me a lot this year is collaboration, working with others. And so I'll see if there's a different word that pops up for me, but the word that really is pulling me forward is collaboration, which to me sounds really weird, you guys. So even if your word sounds weird, it's your word. So just embrace it. No matter what that is, whatever your word is, whatever your intention is. And instead of doing a New Year's resolution, do an intention. Something that will just guide you throughout the next year in helping you to make the decisions and do the activities that you need to do in order to fulfill that intention. And that way you don't feel so, you don't beat yourself up. Because with an intention, we can achieve that or fulfill that in a variety of ways, in a variety of degrees, and you're still successful, right? It's not like I need to have personal growth 100%. I just need to have some personal growth. I just need to help one person grow in a different and more profound way. And that will have fulfilled that intention. So the intention doesn't have as much pressure on it. You don't put as much pressure on yourself when it's an intention on how to live your life as opposed to a resolution on how you're going to change your life. I hope that makes sense for you. Let's see, who else? You love seeing my dreams come true. Thanks, Melissa. Yeah, this has been a big dream for a very long time, and it definitely did not happen overnight. I like that word, expanding. That is a fabulous word, Melissa. in joy, laughter, and in health. That's all encompassing. I love that word. Love, love, love. Oh, the other thing I do with my word is I actually write it down on a sticky note and I put it on my computer. And that way, or I put it like next to my computer. And so that way I see it a lot because I sit at my computer a lot. And wherever you need to put it, maybe you put it on your bathroom mirror. Wherever you will see the word a lot, put it there as a reminder of what your intention is for the year. And so I will. I love that expanding. And now I've forgotten what. Oh, work in progress. You know, it's very interesting, you guys. So often we see the pinnacle, right? We see the tip, the cherry on top of people's lives, but we miss all the mess that got them there. And what I've really worked hard to do is in taking you along in my journey on achieving my dreams, I really wanted you to see all of the ups and downs, you know, like my most recent one where I was on stage in front of over 200 people and totally and completely blanked. Now, it's one thing if you're talking and you leave something out of your talk. It's a whole nother thing when you say, and so I want you to experience this for yourself by, and then not knowing what you wanted them to do. Now, it was horrifying. It was a nightmare. It was my biggest fear. And I am grateful that it happened. Did I beat myself up? I did, you guys. I'm going to be honest. I did. I wanted to cry and vomit at the same time. But I was very fortunate because after I got off the stage, the MC got up and asked everybody to share what their biggest takeaway was of my talk. And I got to hear the impact that my talk had on the audience. They didn't see the one thing I forgot. They saw the hundreds of things I remembered and shared in such an impactful way that it had changed their lives moving forward now that they saw life a little bit differently. And so realizing, and something else, Mel Robbins, I think it was today, posted about a jelly donut. I think I saw it on Instagram. And it was pretty much the same thing about it only really impacts negatively you. Like she had bitten into a jelly donut and spilled it all over her jacket. And, you know, she was like, you know, beating herself up, but the only person that it mattered to was her. Nobody else cared. And so, but I wanted to share things like that with you because so often we only see when people have reached the goal, but we don't see all, you know, the fact that I fell off the wagon a million times before I reached my goal and my body weight, or the fact that I hurt my back twice and couldn't work out, or the fact that I struggled. And now I'm going back because I haven't been working out for like over 6 months. And I am so stinking sore that I could barely move, barely get out of bed. And so you don't see those times. You just see the end result. And I want all of us to remember, me included, I'm talking to me as well as I'm talking to you, that when people share their accomplishments, you know, and as we're cheering them on and we're saying, man, I wish, just realize how much work that they needed to do to get there. You know, someone once said, you know, I really wish that I was Oprah Winfrey. And when I said to them, yeah, that would be great, except you would have to endure her entire life, not just the life she has now. Would you really want to do that? Would you really want to be oppressed? Would you really want to be raped or sexually abused? Would you really want to be passed over? Would you really want to be demoted? Would you really want to? I mean, she has overcome a ton of stuff. And so often we just look at what people have achieved and not all that they went through to get there. And when we embrace all of the baby steps that are getting us to those dreams, then that's where the growth comes. That's where the impact, that's where the expanding happens. When we can actually embrace all the baby steps that we need to take and that we are taking to get to where we want to be. Because, let's face it, you guys, we'll always have another goal. We'll always have another thing that we want. You get that first house and now you want a bigger house. You get that car, now you want a nicer car. You go on this trip and now you want to fly first class. There's always something more, bigger that you want to achieve, and that's great. And that's great. Just realize that it's baby steps to get there and embrace all of the steps. The 2 steps forward as well as the 1 step back, because that 1 step back is giving you the fuel and the energy and the momentum to propel yourself for the next 2 steps. And so even though it might feel like a step backwards, or in my case, like with working out, a bunch of steps backwards, it's giving me the fuel and the energy to push me to the next level. And looking at life that way will help us when we're down in the grips, in the fire, walking through the crap to get to where we want to be, knowing that we can get there just 1 baby step at a time. And this has been a really big, you don't know what you don't know. I've shared a ton. I don't normally share this much in just one you don't know what you don't know. So I'm going to recap really quick. The 4 steps in becoming the best you in 2023, in achieving the life that you love in 2023, in creating and manifesting the dreams that you dream of, are 4 steps. The first step is to review all that you've actually accomplished this year, both all the things you've endured, right? All the things that you I didn't think I could overcome. I didn't think I could get through that. I don't think I could get through that health issue. I don't think I could get through that embarrassment. I don't think I could get through that breakup. I didn't think I could get through that financial disaster. I didn't think I could get through that. All of the hardships as well as the triumphs, and review it all, and review what held you back as well as what skills really helped you proceed and propel yourself through them. So that's step 1. Step 2 is to write down all the things you want to achieve in 2023 and beyond. All of your dreams. And don't limit them on what you think is possible in 12 months, you guys. List them down, whether it takes 12 months or 12 years. Write all of your dreams down, all of them, because you have no idea what you are capable of, and you are capable of way more than you can ever perceive. So write down all of your ideas for what you want for 2023. Don't hold back. Nobody's looking. Nobody's judging. You don't need to share it if you don't want to. If you do, I'd love to hear it. But if you don't want to, that's between you and you. It's okay. The third step is to do the video. Do the video as if all of those things that you've said you wanted to happen actually have happened. And say it as if you're saying it to me. Say, hey, Amy, you're not going to believe this. I've had the life of my dreams. And then tell me as if it has already happened. That's step 3. And make sure that you review that video frequently over the next 12 months. And then step 4 is choose a word that is going to be your intention in the next 12 months. What is going to drive your decisions and your actions in the next 12 months? I love Melissa's, which is expanding. Mine in the past, as I said, have been growth and impact and fun. And I'm thinking it might be collaboration this year. We'll see. And share your word. If nothing else, share your word for 2023. So we can applaud and encourage and uplift and watch as you become that word that you are putting out into the universe. And with that, that's it. That's all I have for you. It's amazing that we're at the end of yet another year. You guys, my mom, I used to say to my mom years ago, why is it that each year gets faster and faster? I blink and all of a sudden the year is gone. And when I was a kid, it seemed like forever until the holidays came or my birthday or summer vacation. And now I blink and it's here and gone. And her answer, all around perspective. She said, when you're 2, a year is half of your life. When you're 50, a year is 1/50th of your life. And so it appears to go much faster, my friends. Since our lives are faster and faster with each passing year, don't hold back. Don't wait. Don't say one day. Make this day one and start living the life that you want. Stop putting it off. We're not guaranteed tomorrow. So start living it today. And I hope that this has really, really propelled you in a direction that you can achieve those dreams and create those dreams. And let me know. Leave a comment below. Share this video. I know this is a little longer than when I typically go, but share this video with others who may need to have some sort of step-by-step process on how to close out 2022 and make 2023 the best year ever. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing your insight, your words, your videos if you decide to do that. And thanks for sharing this video with others who may need to hear it. And I think, let's see, I'm a better version of me because you are a friend. Oh, thank you, Melissa. That really touches me in more ways than you could possibly know. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking and commenting. And I hope that the rest of this year is the start of your amazing journey over the next 365 days. Don't put it off another 30 days. Start today. All right. We'll talk to you guys again real soon next year. And until then, have an amazing, a fulfilling, and a fun rest of your day. See ya.